The Biden administration on Wednesday proposed a new consumer protection rule aimed at cutting expensive discovery fees charged by banks by more than half as part of President Joe Biden's effort to curb so-called junk fees. The rule by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau would close a regulatory loophole that exempts payday loans from the Federal Credit Act of 1968. Because of the loophole, banks collect billions in fees, typically around $35. If a debit card transaction forces the account balance to be negative. Under the new rule, banks would still be able to offer overdrafts to consumers, but banks must comply with federal consumer protection laws when making loans. This includes disclosing the interest and fees for overdraft transactions, which are the same as those for credit cards and other loans. The future finding fees of banks should also not exceed the number 39 of banks. Losses, the bank can calculate the fees owed to it and the quad performance standard and loan, or rely on performance premium appointed by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The CFPB has not confirmed the amount, but is investigating overdraft fees of $3, $6, $7, or $14 plus $0.50 per transaction and quad for too long. Some banks have charged exorbitant overdraft fees, sometimes $30 or more, that often hit the most vulnerable Americans even as banks cover their losses and quad. Biden said in a statement, "And quad, banks call it service. I call it exploitation and quad more." President Biden seeks garbage and hashtag 039 garbage payments hashtag 039. In a new rule aimed at protecting consumers 4,444, according to the CFPB, the new rule could save consumers $3.5 billion in overdraft fees each year, or about $150 for every 23 million households. The rule would only apply to financial institutions with $10 billion or assets, roughly equal to the nation's 175 largest deposits. The CFPB has designated overdraft fees as an abuse zone for years, and consumers have paid between $9 billion and $280 billion in overdraft fees over the past 2 decades. The average overdraft fee is $26 and is usually paid within 3 days.